If you are Chinese, thank you for watching. I hope I am representing your country as best as I can. Might be having some mic issues. I'm trying to sit as still as possible and move this hair out the way. What's up, everybody? I'm Jet Setter Janelle. Welcome to the channel. In today's video, I want to give you a travel guide for solo travelers visiting Shanghai for the first time. This is the fourth video in my China travel series. Let's hop right into it. Shanghai has two major airports, Pudong, which is going to be PVG, and Hongqiao, that is SHA, when we're talking about the airport codes. These are both international airports. One of the reasons I love Shanghai is that it is a major international hub. There's a lot of bonuses and advantages if you are visiting a major hub city. I mean, Shanghai is like one of the top cities in the world that I think everybody should visit if they have the chance. As I've said in previous videos, if you're arriving to PVG Pudong, you probably want to take the maglev train so that you can get from the airport to the city center. I'm talking about 8 to 10 minutes. It's the fastest commercial train in the entire world. I mean, come on, you already knew China's going to be on top of things when it comes to transportation. They're the best. I mean, the best. I did not necessarily fly in to Shanghai. Remember, I told you I was living in Hangzhou at the time, so I just took the train. I didn't get to take the maglev. It was still a pretty nice ride. It's affordable, it's easy, it's safe, but I still need to get on that maglev, y'all. There's nothing better. As always, if you are visiting China for the first time, you want to make sure that you have some RMB, some Chinese yuan, before exiting the airport. You can exchange a little bit while you were at the airport, just a little bit. You know how those exchange rates are. And then I would get the rest handled or situated once I get into town. Remember, China is mostly cashless. So if you have your Alipay wallet set up beforehand, that would be great. And if not, you can always get to a currency exchange as well. Because you do want to have cash on hand. Sometimes it's going to be easier if you are at the market, you know, you're paying these vendors. If you are taking the local taxis, you don't have your Didi set up on your phone. You want to have, you know, just some loose bills, just some Chinese yuan available. I'm laughing because I did the pockets extra sloppy. Don't I be with Jay money serving everybody? And I had the Chinese yuan. Anyways, I just had a flashback of that, y'all. Sorry. Let's get back to this video. I am team carry-on, so for me, it's not going to be an issue if I have a lot of luggage, but with airports, they are going to have shuttles if you need to arrange that. If you have a lot of bags, then I don't know what to tell you. Both airports have taxis that are readily available for you and your belongings. Something else that is important is going to be when to visit. And I talk about this more in this video if you are interested, but most travelers are going to need a visa to enter China. Make sure to apply for the L visa well in advance before your trip. This isn't something that you're going to get a month out. Honey, this is China. They don't play like that. Did you know that Shanghai's name means upon the sea? It's not Shanghai. You say Sheng, Hai, Shanghai. You're going to emphasis on that first accent. Shanghai. This name is reflecting its coastal location. When it comes to where to stay, there are going to be certain neighborhoods that I would recommend for you to look into. If you are looking for budget friendly accommodation, I would stay near People's Square. You can go to Hostel World and look up the hostels, the top ones that are going to be available for the dates that you are planning to travel. There's Jing'an Temple. There's also the Chongning District. And you want to find some places that are affordable depending on your budget. So the districts to check out would be People's Square, Chongning District. You could go to Jing'an District. You could go to the area that's around the Bund. Okay, so I'm reading off of here. They have the Dian Hostel. This is Shanghai East Nanjing Road. It is close to the city center, and they have dorm rooms for $22 a night. And the average reviews are superb, over 265. That's not bad. And it's averaging out at 9.2. They have it in Jing'an as well. So I would look at Dian, Dayin. The Jing'an one is 14 a night. So that's pretty good. I'm going to skip WeFlow. That's not enough reviews. They have People Square. There is the Shanghai Hidden International Garden Youth Hostel. Now, with these youth hostels, sometimes there might be an age cap. You know, me, I'm 40 plus, so I might not be able to get into some of them. But again, in Shanghai, I wasn't really staying at hostels that much because from Hangzhou, you could just do a day trip. Meow Youth Hostel, that looks nice. I'm going to put all of these up for you so you can just compare. If you want to stay near the Bund, that's going to be great. Of course, there are luxury options in hotels. All right, there's the Intercontinental Shanghai. They have the Grand Hyatt. There is this one. It's looking pretty cheap at about 114 a night. You are going to overlook the Bund. It is going to be a fabulous view. I mean, it's just with those modern, world famous buildings. It's a great way to spend your time in the room, because I know some people are like, where we stay in the room, it doesn't matter. I mean, I know that because I typically stay in hostels, but for those who are luxury, you could have your nice stay on the Bund. Shanghai is known for having a unique blend of Western and Chinese architectural styles. You're going to have the traditional homes and buildings and then the modern ones. I mean, just overlooking the Bund, it is so impressive. It's like you're in an alternate universe. There's different neighborhoods depending on how close you want to be to the major attractions, or if you want to be close, to the transportation routes, like the main bus stop or the train station, so that you can get easily to and from the airport. Again, it's up to you. I would personally just take the maglev from PVG into the city center and kind of stay around, I don't know, actually, because I think I would like the Bund and People Square. It really just depends. Y'all know I will figure out where to stay once I arrive. And for that, you could go to hotels.com. There's TripAdvisor. I personally like to use booking.com because they are always going to give me the genius discounts, and I'm able to extend my stay if it's not too pricey. And don't forget, you can also look at the bed and breakfast, the local ones. You can also check out Airbnbs. I've mentioned this in previous videos. Some establishments are going to want you to register within the first 24 hours of arriving to China. So you want to make sure that you have this covered. You can talk to the front desk, the concierge. Even hostels have 24-hour front desk where you can make sure that this is done. You usually just go to the police station, you register your name, your information, so that they have you on file. This is an important step, and you should not miss this. Shanghai is full of amazing activities. It is a major international hub, so there's going to be a plethora of things for you to do as a solo traveler. Here are a few of my favorites. You have to visit the Bund. It's a famous waterfront area. You have to check out the skyline view. You could go there daytime or nighttime. It honestly doesn't matter. I mean, I'm going to show you some B-roll that is just stunning. It's amazing. One of the reasons I wanted to talk about China was because the editing was going to be so fantastic as far as the B-roll. I mean, CapCut. China based. Anyways, and it is so lovely to see when these beautiful buildings are lit up at night. Shanghai, it has one of the most impressive skyscrapers skyline that I've seen. And I've been to 40 plus countries, so I kind of know, okay? You're going to be able to see the Huangpu River. It is a delight. For those of you who are into nature, I would check out the Yu Garden. It is quite lovely. This is a classical Chinese garden with beautiful pavilions, ponds, and it's a peaceful escape from the hustle and bustle of the city. For me, I always like to take a day to just be around some greenery. It really is a mood booster. I highly recommend it. Some people like to compare Shanghai. They're like, oh, it's the New York of China. I like to say it's its own city. It is its own place for you to explore. Next up is going to be one of the busiest shopping streets in the entire world, and that's going to be Nanjing Road. This is why I was saying you might want to stay around here. If you get easily overwhelmed with crowds, then you might want to go here very early in the morning. I do want to recommend that you stay away from the scammers. Anyone who is asking you, trying to pull you away to get a massage, they're trying to take you to a tea house, they want to take you to some bar.
Wait a minute.
It's going to be given scam, and you need to be mindful of this because they prey on tourists. It doesn't matter if you are a man or woman. Tourists give off a certain vibe. Just the way that you're dressed, the way you're moving around, the way you are browsing through items while shopping. So watch out for the scammers. You have the world famous buildings, some like the Shanghai World Financial Center. There's the Shanghai Tower, the Oriental Pearl, excuse my pronunciation. I mentioned the Shanghai Tower. This is an important landmark because it is known to be the second tallest building in the entire world. So, I mean, what better way to use Yuan's and say that you visited it? You can go to Disneyland. That's right, Shanghai has Disneyland. It is absolutely fantastic. I'm not really a Disney girl, Disney woman. I have not been to any Disneyland since I was a kid, but if you are up to it, you can go in Shanghai and you can see the fireworks. I also want to mention at that time, I was at the world's largest Starbucks Reserve Roastery. I thought it was amazing. Now it's the second largest. Tokyo took the largest title. And this is also in Shanghai, just being able to go on the different floors, check it out. I also went to it in Chicago. I'm kind of obsessed with Starbucks, y'all. I was like, I got to go to each location in the world. It doesn't matter where I am. China, UAE, USA. I love Starbucks. What's funny is I'm not really much of a coffee drinker, but I just like that environment of Starbucks. Anyways, I'm veering off. Let's pull it back. Let's focus. Let's focus. All of these sites are worth experiencing, so I do hope that you get to check them out. One of the best things about Shanghai is going to be the convenient and efficient transportation. Here are some ways for you to get around. You can rent a bike, you can walk, you can use the DDs, they have the taxis. If you are going to be walking, you might want to avoid traveling during rush hour if you get overwhelmed. I mean, this is China. It's a very large population. The earlier you go is going to be the better. Even in the evenings after rush hour, it might not be too bad. I would recommend that you take the Shanghai Metro. It's easy to use. They have signs in both Chinese and English, and it's clean, it's affordable. Why not just take the Metro? And it's also a great way for you to save money. Sometimes those DDs can add up, and especially if you are not getting those discounts and you're just paying flat out whatever rate they are giving you in the main taxis, nah. You can walk, get your exercise in, and take the Metro. Now, with the taxis, if you don't have Didi, it's like the Chinese Uber, you are going to want to have your address written down in Chinese Mandarin so that the driver will know where exactly it is that you want to go. Some of them speak English because you're in Shanghai, but there's a chance that they might not. So you could just show them on the map, or you could have the address already written out. That's going to make it much easier so you're not fumbling around trying to point and explain to them where it is that you're trying to go. Since you are traveling solo, I do want to give you guys some safety tips. If you are traveling as a woman, definitely keep your belongings secure. I have talked about how I like to wear a money belt. I don't necessarily like having a purse all of the time, and I can have my hands free with the money belt. You at least want to have a secure bag to stay away from the pickpockets. Shanghai, it is very crowded. It's a popular international destination, but I do think that you are going to be safe. When we're talking about crime here, I mean, it might just be little petty theft. I never had anything as far as crime happen to me in China the entire time. I was there a year. Really, most of the issues are going to come with communication. If you can learn some basic Mandarin phrases, it would be helpful. Also, try to use the translation app. When I was with the Chinese family, I was talking about how they made me a lot of vegetarian and Chinese dishes. The mom, she had, I don't know what type of technology it was, but it was like a handheld translator. She would just speak into it in Mandarin, and then it would say the English back to me. That was a cool device that she ordered on Alipay. I have to look that up and see if I can insert that for you. That was pretty cool, actually. Being a vegetarian in China, it's not as difficult as one might think. Here are some restaurants that I recommended. Remember, I was living in China at the time. I had actually joined the Vegans in Shanghai group. Shout out to them. And they planned lots of events. We would just go hang out, rate the restaurants, the experience as a vegetarian or a vegan. I'm not vegan, I'm more veg, but I still was very thankful for those restaurants. A tip would be to look up any Buddhist temple. They're usually going to have a fully veg spot there. It's fantastic. This is a cafe, Green Veggie Cafe. It's located near Jing'an Temple. It's a cozy setting where you can get vegetarian dishes. I have my notes here, Pie Society. At that time, they were serving a lot of English, the British breakfast. That's actually where I got onto, with the baked beans. They had tofu eggs, the roasted tomatoes. I really like the English breakfast, and I was introduced to that in Shanghai, out of all places. So that was nice. I had that at Pie Society. You could also check out the Shanghai Veggie Restaurant, Home Slice. There is Dashu Wuji if you are looking for gourmet vegetarian. All right, there are going to be some Michelin star rated restaurants as well. This is a major international hub. So you're going to get a good balance of traditional Chinese food. And then if you want more, if you want Western food, I mean, come on, you have Cheesecake Factory. You have all of the places that we Americans love to eat at. The Michelin star rated restaurant is Fu Hei Hua. Y'all, I don't know how to say this. Let me just put it up here. This is the Michelin star rated, okay? I just like how the dishes in China, they're not heavily piled up with food. I mean, unless it's cheesecake, because that's kind of universal wherever you go. One thing I learned from the Chinese, their portions, in Asian eating in general, it's not piled high to the max. You don't have to supersize. You can still eat a reasonable amount of food and be content. And then you're going to walk after. So, I mean, it's really how you should be living daily, but I'm getting into a future series on healthy travel. These are restaurants that I think have great options. If you want to look out for more, you can go to Google, you can go to Happy Cow for vegetarian dining in Shanghai. Some dishes that you should look out for would be the Shanghai noodles. You have to try the soup dumplings. I mean, these are Shanghai staples. Chinese food is coming in a little bit, but I just had to sprinkle that in because it's Shanghai. And you can get vegetarian versions of these, you guys. Do not think that you are in China and all you're going to be introduced to is duck and rice. Vegetarians have options, okay? We are a growing group. Let me get off of this. And that's it for today's guide on solo travel to Shanghai for first timers. China is a wonderful country for advanced travelers. I do want to appreciate those of you who have not yet ventured out of the United States. Watching this content, you're probably like, yeah, okay, am I going to China for real? But if you are, I do appreciate it. I hope that you found these tips useful. And if you are interested in more free solo travel guides, go ahead and click here. Don't forget to like and subscribe so that you don't miss out on my next video. I'm gonna see you soon. Thanks for watching.